Okay, so have you ever wondered why the whole idea of overnight success is almost always a total myth, like completely made up? Well, today we are dismantling that illusion. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're exploring the absolutely life-changing concepts from James Clear's massively popular book, Atomic Habits. The whole framework really just boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful realization. You actually don't need massive, earth-shattering changes to create an extraordinary life. So let's dive right in and see how tiny changes actually dictate whether we succeed or fail.
To really understand how our habits control our lives, let's imagine two totally different people. First, you've got person A. Now, person A commits to making tiny, almost unnoticeable daily improvements. They spend just a little bit of time getting slightly better every single day. And then you have person B. Person B is constantly waiting for the quote-unquote perfect time to start working hard. You know the type. They're just sitting around waiting for some massive bolt of lightning inspiration to strike before they take literally any action.
Now here's how deceptive time can actually be. In the very beginning, say after a week or even a few months, these two people, they look exactly the same. There is zero visible difference between their lives. But fast forward exactly 1 year. Suddenly, the quiet, background power of those daily habits completely separates their trajectories. The gap between person A and person B goes from being totally invisible to absolutely impossible to ignore.
And this brings us to the ultimate paradigm shift of the book, the 1% rule. The core concept here is that if you can get just 1% better every single day, your life is going to completely transform over time. Now, at first, 1% sounds almost too easy, right? But when you truly grasp the math behind it, you realize this principle is the hidden foundation behind almost every single great success story out there. As the author, James Clear, puts it, habits work like compound interest. Just like how money exponentially grows when interest keeps building on itself over time in a bank account, your tiny good habits become vastly more powerful with every passing day. They don't just add up, you guys, they multiply.
But this brings up a massive roadblock. If the formula is actually this unbelievably simple, why on earth do we constantly quit? Think about it. We joined a gym, sweat it out for 5 grueling days, and then, when we don't wake up with a six-pack by the weekend, we just quit. Or maybe we start reading. We finish 2 chapters, and when we don't instantly feel like a genius, we drop the book entirely. We grind on a new side hustle for a month, and when we aren't millionaires yet, we give up. So why does this happen so predictably to all of us?
Well, the primary reason we fail is that we are absolutely blinded by that myth of overnight success. We expect massive, immediate results instead of trusting in consistent effort. You know, when we see someone succeed, we instantly think, wow, they became successful so quickly. But what we completely fail to realize is that major success is always the result of countless small efforts repeated consistently over a long period of time. Basically, we see the finish line, but we completely ignore the marathon it took to get there.
Part 1. The Ice Cube Effect, Working Beneath the Surface.
So, to illustrate this frustrating delay in results, the author uses this brilliant analogy. I want you to imagine an ice cube sitting on a table in a room that is exactly -5 degrees Celsius. It's freezing in there, right? And absolutely nothing is happening to the ice. It's completely stubbornly solid.
Now, imagine you slowly start to increase the temperature, degree by degree. It goes to -4 degrees. Nothing happens. -3. Still nothing. -2. Absolutely nothing changes. -1. It looks exactly the same. You're putting in all this energy to heat the room. And honestly, you might feel like you're just paying a higher heating bill for a block of ice, because there is zero visible change.
But the exact moment that temperature reaches 0 degrees, boom, the ice cube suddenly begins to melt. All at once, the physical state shifts.
And this brilliantly illustrates a really fundamental truth about human effort. See, most people think the change happened entirely because of that one final degree. But the reality is that all the unseen work beneath the surface, that progression from -5 all the way up, is what made that melting point possible. Every single prior degree mattered just as much. When you work on yourself every day, you might not see immediate results, but I promise your efforts are not being wasted. The change is happening. It's just happening right there beneath the surface.
Part 2. Daily actions build identity, becoming who you want to be. That exact same invisible progress from the ice cube happens in your daily life too.
And that's because what you consistently do eventually becomes your actual identity. You aren't transformed by one giant, dramatic decision. No, your future is built by hundreds of microscopic choices. If your daily action is to read, your identity literally becomes a reader. If you exercise, you forge yourself into a healthy person. If you learn, you become knowledgeable. If you save money, you become financially strong. Every single small choice you make today is basically a vote for the person you will become tomorrow.
Part 3. Systems over goals, the ultimate paradigm shift.
This leads us right to the core argument of this whole explainer. We actually need to stop focusing on our goals. I know, it sounds crazy, but think about it. Everyone has goals. People say, I want to be rich or I want to get fit. But if just having a goal guaranteed success, well, everyone would be successful. Both the winners and the losers actually share the exact same goals. Every athlete at the Olympics wants to win the gold medal, right? Every student in the classroom wants top grades. So the goal itself absolutely cannot be the thing that separates the champions from everyone else.
The true, crucial difference between a champion and a dreamer is their system. A system is the specific collection of daily habits, routines, and processes that actually move you forward. It is the underlying engine of your daily life.
Let's say you want to become a writer. Well, you need a system to write every day. If you want to become fit, you build a system to exercise every day. Because if your system is strong, the results will eventually just follow on autopilot. But if your system is weak, your goals are going to remain completely out of reach. They'll just be nothing more than distant dreams.
Part 4. Start small today. Actionable micro habits. So how do we actually apply this systemic thinking to our lives right now, today, and stop obsessing over changing everything overnight? Well, you start by focusing on tiny, totally manageable actions. You don't have to read a whole book today, just read one more page. You don't need to get a new degree today, just learn for 5 extra minutes. Find just one small bad habit to remove, or add one small good habit to your morning routine. The secret is to make the barrier to entry as incredibly low as possible. Over time, these tiny microscopic improvements are going to quietly compound. Just like that ice cube sitting in the room, the energy is building up. Eventually, these tiny shifts will take you to places that today probably seem like nothing more than a total fantasy. Small daily actions really do create extraordinary future results.
As we wrap up this explainer, we want to leave you with one final, absolutely essential question to ask yourself right now. How can you become just 1% better today? Don't stress about tomorrow, definitely don't worry about next year, just focus on today. Because if you choose to do nothing, what exactly will the compounding effect of your bad habits look like a year from now? Take that tiny step, trust your daily system, and watch the compound interest of your life completely take over.